Welcome back to Wake Up Northwest. In this week's Madeline Motivates, a funny, unforgettable way to overcome negative thoughts and reframe your mindset. When I was in college, one of my professors shared an insightful approach to mindfulness through a presentation he calls the chattering monkey in your head. I reconnected with Dr. Param Srikantaya to let you in on his little secret to see the world as it really is. Sometimes I have negative thoughts. I know a lot of us have negative thoughts, and I always remember that image of the chattering monkey in your presentation has helped me to know when to, notice those and hopefully turn them off. So I was hoping that you could share that with us this morning.
Sure, I'd be delighted to. And I want to begin by asking your viewers, how many of you realize that even while I'm talking to you this very moment, there's a voice inside your head that's also talking to you simultaneously? Now, Eastern mystics have actually called this voice the voice of the chattering monkey. It's almost like there's a monkey sitting on your shoulder and talking to you continuously from the moment you wake up till the time you go to bed. Now, the chattering monkey can profoundly shape your experience of life and your perception of reality. For example, I once worked in an office where my boss would say hello to me every day, but one day she was distracted and she passed me by without saying hello. Curious George became Furious George. He said, "Did you just see what happened? She didn't say hello to you at all. That was so mean." And when I went to her at lunchtime, I saw her leaving for lunch without inviting me. And Curious George took that very personally. And he said, "Did you see that was so unfair? She did not invite you to lunch." And then in a meeting, I made a presentation and had a suggestion that she didn't think could be implemented. Curious George took offense again and he screamed, "What a jerk." So notice what's happened in this brief event that I described to you. The first time, she walks to her office, Curious George decides that she's mean, and I start wearing a set of lenses through which my boss looks mean. The second time, she doesn't invite me for lunch because she's occupied and she's rushing. I wear a second pair of lenses called the unfair lenses, and now my boss looks mean and unfair to me. And the third time she doesn't accept my suggestion, I wear the jerk lenses, and now my boss looks like a mean, unfair jerk to me. Now, you will all recognize that all these things that the chattering monkey has been whispering has created a filter of stories through which I see my boss. In fact, through which I cannot see my boss anymore. You would all agree that I can't see my boss for who she is. I would have to systematically remove these layers of interpretation that color my experience of my boss and once again see who she is.